to the channel. So I am back with another reaction video. Now baby, listen, this clip has gone viral. This German woman says that black women are no competition, baby. She says it's easy because there is no family unit. You know, this got the hyenas upset.
That is kind of true though.
How dare another woman outside of the race come in and try to tell us about us. This is how women are feeling. But people got eyes, they see it and they realize what it is, and because they speak on it, a lot of these women are upset and mad, big mad. So let's get into what has triggered these women, baby, in the comments and all over social media. Let's go ahead and get into the clip. Here we go.
I already knew I had him because there was simply no competition out there for me. But let's just look at it objectively. You had this average black American guy who now was able to choose between what he was dealing with before and somebody completely new. And let me tell you, the moment I stepped into that man's life, he really didn't know how to deal with my femininity because I was not loud. I was not screaming. I was not trying to, you know, be louder than him. I didn't interrupt him because that's not something that I learned from home. If somebody would speak, and especially a man, you would let that man speak and then you would listen and then say whatever you have to say, right? So I was clean. I cooked. He didn't know what it was when a woman is actually in the room asking him, like, do you want something to drink? Before I got myself something to drink. Do you want something to eat? Before I started to eat my food, I would ask him, do you want to have a bite? I would come out of nowhere and just have a fruit bowl and just offer him some fruit.
When I made that video yesterday on TikTok, and I didn't really understand what she was talking about, but after watching the video multiple times, I kind of realized that maybe, just maybe, she's saying this because she's just expressing her truth. She's expressing her opinions just like I'm expressing my opinions. And when I reposted it on Instagram, I've also stated to the fellas, look, even though you're dating a good woman, always remember to be woke in all times. Be aware of your surroundings, and also make sure that you're aware of what she does. As long as she doesn't turn out like one of those toxic individuals that claim that they want to take care of you, they want to love you as a man, they want to value you as an individual, but sometimes the truth will reveal itself. And at the same time, we have to remember that we come from our mothers. So let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Though I do understand where she's coming from, and she spoke nothing but facts, and she's being 100% truthful, because when she said that she knew she had her man, she knew what she wanted him, she knew where she wanted it, and she knew that she was his forever. Because from where I'm understanding, she comes from a traditional family. She comes from a traditional household, meaning that she cooks, she cleans, and she does everything around the house. And if they were to get married, a man should be the one that is the head of the household. And she's being a wife, a lover that can cook and clean and do normal things that basically a wife should do. Well, even though they're boyfriend and girlfriend, I don't even know if they're married yet, but all I know for sure is that she's basically told the truth about black women not being in competition. And listen, don't take her words and her comments out of context, because you don't like the truth. That's basically the problem. You don't like hearing the truth, because certain black women in America, they claim that they love their man, they'll take care of them. But the issue with that is that you barely see that on social media. But what happened behind closed doors is another story. Be cautious of who you date, because if you get to know that person, you'll find out some secrets about them one way or another. So always be cautious of who you're around.
There are a lot of black women who don't like this. They're rolling their eyes, they're mad. But
I bet they are.
Be mad at yourself, sis. Seriously.
Yeah.
I've even seen men who are saying, why are black women condoning this? I'm like, see, no accountability. You can't just continue with this narrative that black men ain't ish and they all this and bottom of the barrel. You will not make a plate for him. You can make your own plate. I'm not doing ish for you. I'm not doing nothing.
I remember that.
All of them the same. They're all bad. And then when other races of women come out and say, hey, I knew there was no competition because I know that y'all are not going to offer what I was raised and taught to offer. Why get mad? Why is everything a red flag for black women? Why can't black women be questioned? Why can't black women see their own faults? Why can't you see the wrong that you have created and try to do right? It doesn't mean that every black man is right, but you also got to accept accountability for your actions as well and how you were raised, the quite opposite of these other races of women. They were raised to cater to a man. They were raised to understand what men want or be concerned about a man and love. They're raised differently. It doesn't make them perfect, but it just shows the difference in how they were raised to cater to a man. We were raised to be independent women who don't need a man. And if you continue with that narrative that you don't need a man, you're independent, you take care of yourself, what do I need a man for? And the men decide to go elsewhere to women who actually appreciate them. Why get mad? You shouldn't be mad.
And I agree with that part as well. I think sometimes when people express their truths about life in general, they will always take offense to what you say, and they expect you to just be okay with certain decisions they make and be okay with their erratic behavior. Instead of taking accountability, they would rather just continue on and acting like what they did was okay, and they act like nothing has happened. And I think the part that I like what she said, that certain black women in America don't really understand their men, because there are some good women out here that will understand and just be there for their partners. There are some good women out here that are willing to do that. But I'm talking about the ones that are bitter, miserable, toxic, mad all the time, saying that men ain't ish for the most part because we have options. We know what we want in life. Other women from overseas, they basically understand our frustrations with dating in society because of these ridiculous standards. So at the end of the day, I think personally for me, I would rather be single, because dating sucks in 2024 because of the OnlyFans, the adult content, modern women being delusional instead of focusing on the reality of any kind of situations that they're in, and people are just living in this delusional mindset, and simps are a part of the problem as well. And so not too long ago, earlier, I was at church and I saw this comment from from an Instagram post of the 21-year-old getting pregnant by a 16-year-old. And this guy was basically defending that ordeal, claiming that having a baby by a 16-year-old teenager is justifiable. He's living his life. He is getting a W. First of all, she raped the child. He is a minor. And the fact that you're defending that child getting a grown woman pregnant, you're sick. And then you're going to have the nerve to tell me, suck it up and go get some. First of all, I'm not a pedophile. I will never in my life put somebody's life in danger. I will never harm a teenage girl. I would never harm a child into doing some sexual activity stuff. That's called manipulation. Like, if you were an adult, you would have had a bigger brain to see the truth behind this. You wouldn't be defending the pedophile. And I know I'm getting off topic, but I'm just spreading some actual facts, because at the end of the day, you gotta stop being so upset about the truth. When a man is telling you everything that you need to hear, you cannot take offense to everything. All you gotta do is just not say anything and just listen for once. Stop trying to be right all the time, because that's how most marriages and relationships don't work out, because you want to know everything. And that's why I said that most couples in America don't really last long, because there's not a healthy communication. There's not a healthy dynamic in the household, because everybody wants to outdo one another. They want to be right about certain things all the time, but we're not really hearing one another. And not only that, taking accountability. And I think the black community as a whole has completely missed the mark on all of it.
You got to be accountable for what people are putting. I mean, not all. It's not all black women, but the ones who are putting this out here. We don't need no man. And
The
you
miserable
average
ones.
men, I don't need. I can't deal with an average man, because I need a. I need a man making 6 figures. So you don't want the average man, but you get mad when a woman like this comes out and say this is an average man and I'm gonna treat him right. That makes them so mad, because you hate to accept the fact that other women are willing to take
that's how they do.
the same men that you call dusty.
They don't like the truth.
And build a.
So my husband, back then boyfriend, really thought this was a dream come true. He didn't know how to deal with none of this, because all this me coming through, just being nurturing by nature.
Because you
his
care
peoples in
about
his
him,
family
because you
didn't
love
even
him.
do that for him. You know, like the family, there is no family unit. The average family, especially black American family, has barely a family unit. You know, there is no breakfast, lunch, and dinner at set times. And these are things that I introduced my husband to with my family.
Oh, so she is
Can
married
you
to him.
imagine
Okay.
that impact that
Got
I
it.
had on him back then? So gentlemen, do not be afraid of traveling. There are so many more women out there who are willing to take care of you. It doesn't matter if they're young, it doesn't matter.
So it was this comment alone that really made everybody pissed off at her, because of the whole, there are women out there that are willing to take care of you because they love you and they want to be there for you. They want to raise kids with you. They want to treat you like a king. So like I said in the beginning of the video, we have to remember that we come from our mothers. They raised us, they birthed us, and they put a roof over our heads, and they take care of us most of our lives, even as adults. So if we're with a woman that is traditional, that comes from a traditional family household, that loves and appreciates people, not judged by their skin color or whatever, if you're with a woman like this that loves and cares about you, then you're all set. But at the end of the day, we come from our black mother, and we have to remember that sometimes what they say may be good, but we have to realize that sometimes not everything they say is true. And don't get me wrong, she is 100% factful here. She said nothing but facts, all true. But you gotta stop being so mad about the truth. I'm just saying.
Willing to take care of you, willing to work with you, willing to be a part of your life. You don't have to deal with whatever you are dealing with back in your hometown, because unfortunately a lot of American women are lost in the delusional world that they are living in, and they don't even understand that they are going to be lonely for a long time, if not for the rest of their life. They say
Because
by
of that
choice,
decision.
but I don't believe them.
And I like what she said that as well. There are a lot of women out here that are so miserable and lost, mentally unstable to be in a relationship with a good partner, to the point where they're going to be alone and bitter and miserable for the rest of their lives if they don't get their shit together. That's why a lot of good men out here are getting their passports and going elsewhere. You can't do that here in America because of feminism. And feminism has completely destroyed society, relationships, marriages, and it has ruined the minds of women and men, teenagers and kids, because they're feeding them toxicity crap in their minds to be programmed to think that anything they say and do, like, you're getting a hall pass. So when she said that black women are no competition, I kind of agree with her. But not all of them are like that. But I'm talking about certain ones that think they know how to take care of their man, but they're not.
Women are pissed. This goes back to, if you don't want to
Let them stay
listen to
mad.
what black men are saying, if you don't want to accept the fact that every black man out here is not horrible, you're attracting a certain type. If you don't want to accept the fact that other married women who are saying, listen sis, look, tweak some things. None of us are perfect, but tweak some things. This might change your outcome. There are good men out here, but you got to be open and willing to meet them halfway. It's not all about you, sis. It's not, you can't be this independent boss chick and have this mindset and thinking that a man wants that. A man want a peaceful relationship. He don't want a woman who's aggressive and manly and independent and don't need him. He don't want that. Why is it so hard for our women to understand that? To now, you have German women and other women coming out the woodworks telling you about you, and now you don't like it. You don't want to accept it from the women and the men in your community. You don't want to accept it from other black men. You don't want to accept it from other black women who are trying to get y'all to understand what
I think part of that is the reason why they feel that way is because they were taught that what you do, people will never judge you for. They were taught to believe in this delusional mindset since they were kids by their mothers and grandmothers and feminism as a whole. And that's why they're in this mess that they're in now, because they can't find a good man because they have trauma, personal issues they need to work on. And not only that, they don't have God, well, they don't have Jesus in their lives. That's the worst part about this whole thing, is not having God in your life. Because if you were raised to be independent, okay, you're 18, you're old enough, you got your own house, you're independent. But if your parents didn't teach you anything about God, about reading the Bible, and not having your mindset to be good at all times, then maybe, just maybe, you would have had a good man in your life that is willing to take care of you, and you're taking care of him. If you showing him love, he'll show you love as well. But the problem with America is they don't want to do that. Because you see, us men, we're ready to be in a relationship. I'm not in a relationship yet. I'm still waiting on God to send me someone. So, yeah, that's basically what I personally believe, in my honest opinion, because they were taught so many wrong things when they were children to believe this mindset even when they get older. So that's probably why they're single, lonely, and miserable.
Sitting around here 30 and 40 years old and you don't have it because you're stuck in your ways and you don't want to listen to anything. Now other women, now people from other races are telling you, oh, you're pissed off, you're mad, you don't want to.
They don't want to hear it.
How dare she? But they have eyes, they see too. And this is the mindset that a lot of black women take. Just because she accepts the bare minimum don't mean I need to. You got to understand that what is the bare minimum? Because a lot of these women aren't even offering the bare minimum to a man. We got to stop with this entitled mindset. Stop thinking that you're settling. Stop thinking that he's barely offering the bare minimum. What you offering? You ain't really offering much either. You don't want to.
Nothing but
the
drama
responsibility
and
is on
headache,
him to
and that's
offer
it.
everything to you because you're the prize and you're the queen and you're entitled. So he's supposed to do it all and you do nothing? Like, come on. This is what's keeping a lot of women single. And it's unfortunate that we got to hear from women outside of our race to tell us about us. And that's what's mind-boggling, and that's what's got a lot of these women big mad, because you're looking like, well, goddamn, you don't want to accept anything from anybody, so now other people got to come and tell you about you. And she ain't lying. That's the gag. She ain't lying. You can't even come at her and shut her down because she's telling the truth. And anybody who's looking at her and mad is because you don't want to accept the truth. Women are combative, independent, you're masculine, you're aggressive, you're argumentative, all these things. You're not trying to give no man no breakfast, lunch, or dinner for the most part. You don't want to even fix him a sandwich. Baby, this is why I said we got to do better. And this here certainly exemplifies where our community is and how we're being scrutinized from outside people, and how these women are telling you they're getting your man because you don't want an average man. You don't want to make.
Okay, so here's the thing that really bothers me about society as a whole when it comes to modern women, though. And like I said, not all modern women are like this, but the majority of them that are living in this mindset, in this delusional cuckoo of this fairy tale Disney fantasy crap that a man's supposed to treat and take care of them throughout his life, but she can never give nothing in return. So if I'm taking care of you and spending my hard working money on you, I want something in return. Treat me the same way I treat you, like a king and queen. But they don't want to do that because they want a rich man. They want somebody who makes six figures a year, who is 6 foot tall and a six pack. They can have all of the preferences all they want. But as a guy, as a man, and as soon as I say what are my preferences are, I get attacked. It's like men are not allowed to have everything. It doesn't make any sense. And you're getting mad at the other races from exposing you and telling you the truth. But in all actuality, you should be thanking them for revealing the truth about you. So that way you'll be able to work on certain things about yourself and get you the man of your dreams. And the only way that's going to happen, it starts with you. Not him, but you and your personal issues and your personal struggles and your personal situations. Once you get all of that killer out, the man is going to be waiting for you. I'm trying to give y'all ladies some hope here. If you want a good man in your life, you have to change certain things about yourself. Whatever you got going on in your personal life, do that first before you decide to just jump onto any relationship that you want to be in. But you got to be willing to understand and cater to a man's needs. Just the same way you have needs. He has needs, you have needs. Just give each other what you want. And maybe your relationship will be good from there. But until then, you will forever be single and miserable until you work on yourself. This is not me bashing y'all or anything. I'm just trying to give you some hope and some clearance on what it takes to have a good man in your life.
You made six figures, so he got to make six figures or more. And when these women are accepting these men and appreciating these men, it makes the black women look stupid. Bottom line. So I'm going to leave it here. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, baby. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Y'all definitely let me know what you think of this video clip. I want to hear your thoughts.
Shout out to Didi once again for this awesome video. And like she said, black women are not competition, and which is true because there are certain ones in this world that really think that they're better than most races, the Philippines, the Germans, the Japanese. But in actuality, you're just as miserable as all the other women here in America because you come from a toxic environment that not all men are willing to like be with you. And like I said, if you want a good man in your life, tweak some things about yourself, work on certain things about yourself. Better yet, go to therapy, get some therapy, and go to church. Because if you're living your life miserable, creating thirst traps on social media, a man is not going to want to date you if you're doing stuff like that. But let's say if you're a deacon or you're working at a fast food restaurant or you're working in an office, a man will pick you based on those real choices alone. A man is not going to want to be with somebody who has an OnlyFans and who is an Instagram thought. That's not what a man wants. So at the end of the day, the German lady that went viral on TikTok, she spoke nothing but facts. And she basically just exposed everything about the black community, and they needed to hear it. You can't be getting mad at other women from other countries from exposing you like that. And like I said, you should be thanking her for teaching you ways of being a good woman. And stop telling people stay out of black people's business. Well, if you put your personal business on social media, then that does make it everybody else's business. That does make it everybody's business. If you're putting certain things on social media, of course they're gonna attack you for it. So, link to the original video will be down below, and I'm gonna catch you in my next one.